welcome to today's video. Hope you're all doing well. My name is Danny and today we are going to check out, finally, Stray Kids' new comeback called Maniac, which is the title track from their latest album, Ordinary. And this one has a play on words, so we have odd and nary, so from ordinary, and they play with that, and I find that to be super cool. And it's a simple play on words, but I think it goes really well with the message of Stray Kids. This album has 7 tracks in total, being Venom, Maniac, Charmer, Freeze, Lonely Street, and then the 2 last songs are unit songs, the first of which is Waiting for Us, that is done by Banchan, Ino, Sunmin, and Ian. And then the last one is Muddy Water, done by Chanbin, Yujin, Han, and Felix. And I apologize in advance for the bad pronunciation of their names. And also for this song Maniac, as well as some other songs on this album, perhaps even all songs on this album, we have the produce team Sriracha or Saracha, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, that has participated again in the writing and the producing of the songs, which I find to be so freaking cool. And it definitely gives this sort of unique touch to Stray Kids songs, because we have them participating in the making of their own songs and having their unique style. Talking about style, I do think that this one, Maniac, definitely continues with the style that they started with for God's Menu and then continue on with Thunderous. And I think this one might be in line with that in the type of sound that they are going for, like the electric pop type sound. And I do really like it. Normally, it's not the kind of genre that I enjoy the most, but with Stray Kids, ever since God's Menu, which by the way, at first I didn't like that much, but then it grew on me so freaking much, I since then have been enjoying it really, really much. Do you say like that? Enjoying it a lot, let's say. And so for this one as well, it seems to be very interesting, the concept that they have going on, and they are playing again with the fact or the message of you feeling like the odd one out, and they make you feel like it's actually a good thing and you don't have to conform to societal norms. And that is something that they have been doing since their debut, and I think it's something that is very interesting and a good message to their fans, and that I personally like a whole lot. So yeah, I think I mentioned it all. So now for today's video, we'll be checking out the MV for it, perhaps even a live performance that they have already released, if I'm not mistaken, because I am already a little bit late. And then I will give you my thoughts on everything, including the lyrics, the performance, and all of that. Sounds good? Okay, let's jump right into it then and check out Stray Kids Maniac. Ooh, it's like Inception. I love his red hair. Huh. Interesting beginning.
Let's go.
Ooh. I have English lyrics. Ooh. The choreo looks really, really interesting. Nice transitions. Ooh. Is this the pre-chorus? Ooh. Yeah, Chanbin. Oh. Ooh. 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 Love how the choreo plays with the animation, and what the animation plays with the choreo. Ooh, Han's vocals. Eh. Ian and Eno. Wow. Is it the brain? I love this chorus. The drop is so nice. Woo! Because of fun. Transitions. Ooh, that different high colors. You go, Sunmin. Is it a high note coming? Woo. They're just floating around. It goes so hard. Is it over already? And we're back to the restaurant or something like that. Wow, this is so good. Stray Kids everywhere, all around the world. I think it is that. It's what they say. You make Stray Kids stay. Okay, it is so freaking good. This slaps so much. Like, wow. They have already released the Stray Kids Maniac in Studio CHOOM. It's the premiere. Let's check it out. Okay, let's see. Ooh, the formations are so nice. Their hair colors, my god. Wow. Ooh. I love this part. Ooh. The drop. Ooh, I love that. The contrast is so nice. My god! Oh. This is so cool. You go, Felix. Woo. You're such good performers. Ooh. Whoa. it's Banchan that does the high note. They go so hard for this part. Ooh. God. Oh my god, my god. Okay. Fangirling so much over this performance, but holy shit, it is so freaking good. This performance and this comeback is just so freaking good. It definitely continues, like I said in the very beginning, the storyline or the style that they started with God's Mania and Thunderous, and now Maniac. It has a same sort of vibe, but with a different twist. It's not like it's the same song over and over again, not at all. It's just that they continue with the same electronic pop type of style, but it's more like what makes Stray Kids than what can be seen as like God's Menu 2.0 or 3.0. That's not exactly the same thing. Here we have a very strong song. I freaking love the vibe of it. I love the verses because when it first starts, you might think that it's going to be a more perhaps a tamer song compared to their previous releases because of how sort of minimalistic the instrumental is, and with Banchan's voice you might think that he's going in that direction, but not at all, because then we move on to the pre-chorus and in it we start having like the rap verse with Chanbin, was it Chanbin and Han? Han and then Chanbin. So we have then in there the addition of the beat and the main melody that is going to be amped up for the chorus. So that is really nice. I freaking love the pre-chorus. That is actually a two-part of pre-chorus. Well, they're separated by two members and I freaking love it. The drop for the chorus, oh my god, the lower vocals of Felix, just, how can I say it? It's just so freaking good. The drop of it is just like poof. It has so much weight to it that it just feels like this. Wow. I don't know how to explain it. It feels almost like an empty drop of some sorts, but then it is definitely hemmed up once more with the second part of the chorus, which has the addition of more beats to the instrumental. And it is the same thing when you jump into the bridge, as it is much slower. The instrumental is much more minimalistic and it emphasizes all much more the big drop than to the chorus again. And the high notes, we have two high notes. We have Sunmin and then Banchan, and I was really surprised by Banchan's high note. He killed it, freaking killed it. And so then the rest of the song, the outro and everything, is just the chorus being hemmed up, the energy of it being added more and more, and I freaking love that. The dynamics of the song are so well played out, and even if we can sort of criticize it, let's say, saying that it is the same structure or the same type of thing that they have done in the past, yes, it is true, but it's the way that it's done that is completely different, and the entry drop that we have here is so freaking good. The rap verses are just so freaking great. I freaking love Chanbin and Han for the rap verses, and Han as well for the, he had like a line of singing, but he was like really like almost that high note, and it sounded so freaking good. Stray Kids are definitely great performers and great singers and rappers of course, but they just proved it once more, and I freaking love to see that. Of course, Lino and Ian and Sunmin really carry the verses with their vocals, and it sounds so freaking good. Eugene, he always has this thing where sometimes he doesn't mouth enough the vocals. I don't know why. Sometimes he's very like nonchalant about it all, but sometimes you're like, are you singing or not? Are you just looking good and performing? I don't know, but that was just for the MV part, because the first part of the bridge, I was not sure if it was him or not, and perhaps it's not, and I'm just saying bunch of crap, but that's besides the point. And they are known, like I said, to be great performers, but also great dancers, all of them. Even the vocal line kills it with the dancing. The level of performance is just so freaking good. I really love the formation of the very beginning of the MV. It's so nice. Or actually, not the MV, the performance that they did for studio charm or just the performances overall, which I think they will do for every single one of them. It just looks so freaking good. It's just so like intense. It sets you right in the mood, and it's just something that you can really enjoy seeing it being performed live. And the same goes for the last part of the performance, which goes so freaking hard. And honestly, I don't know how they do it to be able to just sing and dance at the same time. I know that in today's video we have not checked it out, but normally I'm always really impressed when they are doing like singing with the pre-recorded live vocals in the back as like the backing track, and you can almost always hear them singing still despite having very difficult choreo moves and everything. So props to them, they are really good, and I really admire them for that. When it comes to the song message, it does fall in line with what they have been saying since their debut days. They are telling us that it's cool or it's actually normal to be not normal, and even if people makes us feel like we are the odd one out in everyday life, we actually have something special about ourselves, and everyone actually is like that as well. So it's not to just pretend that it's not the case. Like saying, relax everyone, stop pretending to be normal, all of your smiles look weird. When the lock is released, we're all the same, your eyes can't fool me. The real self has been released. Again, back to cosplay as what society defines normal to be. Wow. And in the chorus, they really make references to have like that loose screw. It's like saying that you reach that point in which you have that loose screw and we all become maniacs. And when we reach that point, no matter who you are in everyday life, you turn to a maniac as well. So let's not pretend to be normal or make fun of other people that perhaps are not normal or considered to be so, because deep down we're all a little bit crazy, a little bit lunatic in a way. And I freaking love that message, and being like comparing it to sort of a dormant volcano that will explode, a still tornado. And it's really nice, they make even references like walk like Frankenstein, because sometimes we are really contrived by societal norms to do certain things that perhaps we don't want to, or we sort of try to change ourselves to conform, and they're just telling us to fuck that. Like, even if you feel like you're the weird one, like deep down everyone is weird, let's just accept it and move on. And I freaking love the message of it. When it comes to the performance, like I mentioned before, it is just so freaking amazing. And now the MV, my god, they play so well with different animation styles that they added to the MV, not only with the incorporation of different designs and everything, but also the transitions, or even for the choreo incorporating like the line that they cut, and it's part of the choreo but it is also visible in the MV, and I think it is such a nice way to do so. And for this MV, they definitely continue, like they emphasize the message of like being the odd one out and everyone actually being really weird and crazy by actually showing us the MV in two different ways. It's almost like Doctor Strange, the multiverse and everything, or Inception even, as we have the two parallel dimensions or worlds, let's say, in which you have your own normal self and then you have your maniac self, your crazy self for just going crazy, and you sort of see them in this restaurant or shop working, then having transitions of them just going crazy, or even when they move on to the second chorus and it starts already upside down. I think it is so nice that they added those elements. We even have one scene in which Lino is in that restaurant and he's cleaning, and then he has just like the multiple versions of himself, like in Doctor Strange. And I don't know how he calls it anymore, I forgot the name of it, but you just have him like spilling into different parts of himself. And it's really cool because this MV has some elements that we already know and follow some codes from the K-pop world, being that we have some individual shots of the members, some shots of them dancing all together, different shots of them dancing together in different outfits, in different sets. But it has still overall a storyline of them just going against the norm and having those two worlds, two separate dimensions, let's say, two different versions of themselves, and trying to fight that. And I love that. I freaking love it. Going back to the song, something that I forgot to mention is really cool that because they are talking about loose screw and everything, they actually play a lot with the noise of a screwdriver. And like they use that as a transition when they go from the pre-chorus to the chorus, and even the beginning and the very end, they added it in with every single transition. Actually, they added the sound in, and I thought that it was a really creative way of adding it on. And when you think about that, you might think perhaps that it's a bad idea to add it to a song, or at the very least a very weird one, but it really goes well with the rest of the track, and I think it was a really creative way to make a reference to that, and even ending the song with, you know, just putting it in. But it's just like putting a frame on the wall. So it is actually that brings us to reality, or the normal part of the storyline, and I find that to be really nice. They have even the bird singing sound that I don't know exactly what is the reference. I don't know. That I don't know. If you know, can you tell me in the comments down below? I would gladly appreciate it. So guys, those are overall all of my thoughts. All over the place, I give you that. But still, my thoughts on Stray Kids' new comeback, Maniac. I did really enjoy it. I had so much fun with this song, and I cannot wait to check out more performance of it and listen to the entire mini album. I think I can consider it a mini album. It has only 7 tracks, but still, I cannot wait to listen to the other songs on the album, the other unit songs as well. And if you want me to do an album review, you can tell me in the comments down below and I will gladly do it. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we will have Red Velvet's new comeback, which I'm really excited for. And right now I'm going to go see Jujutsu Kaisen in the cinemas. I'm really excited to check it all out. Perhaps I will be able to edit this video before going. And yeah guys, thank you so much once more, and I hope I will be seeing you in my next one. Bye!